Hello and welcome to Plants vs. Germans. My brother bought some dried chilies from a big European online store, and I took some seeds from them. Because I couldn't find anything about how those chilies were dried, they only said that they were dried carefully. I was wondering if you could grow those chilies from the seeds. So what we have here are three different varieties. This is the chili cascabel, so I assume that's a red cherry. Back there is the chili guajillo. Back here it said it was a chili ancho, so I assume it's a poblano. The seeds are fairly dark, so I assume that not all of them will sprout. But especially this one from the chili guajillo, they're quite light, so I have high hopes in them. So what I'm going to do, I have quite a ton of seeds, so what I'm going to do is just take half of them, plant them, and see if anything will sprout. So let's get the planting materials. So I just prepared 6 small pots with a bit of soil. What I'm going to do is use 2 pots for each variety. In one pot I'm just going to sprinkle the seeds on top, so I won't put any soil on top of them, and in the other one I'll just dig them down just a tiny bit, just a few millimeters. So first off is the chili cascabel. I'm gonna use a bit more seeds than you would normally use for a small pot like this, just because I have tons of them and I want to see if any sprout. So this should be fine. And then the next, I'm just going to put them on top here and just stir them a bit so they're planted underneath the soil. Next up is the chili guajillo, the one I have higher hopes for. Just sprinkle some on top of the soil, maybe a few more. I have a lot of seeds from this one. And the next ones I'll dig down low again. So they're planted a bit deeper. Doesn't have to be perfect. So, and the last ones is the poblano. I don't have a lot of seeds from this variety, but I'll just still use it. So now just a few more. Like this should be fine, and the next one will get planted in the soil again. Perfect. So I'm gonna keep them in this tray. I have a small topping, it's a small indoor greenhouse. I'll put it somewhere warm, somewhere with a lot of light, and then I'll see if they will sprout or not. So I guess I'll see you guys in a week. It is already day 4, and as you can see, not a lot has happened yet. Those are the chili guajillo seeds, and what has happened is that the seeds grew bigger. They're almost 1.5 times the size I started out with, but none of the seeds have germinated yet. The same goes for the other seeds. I'll show you in a sec. Those back here are the poblanas. Not a lot has happened. And right here we have the cascabel. All of them grew in size, but none of them have germinated yet. So let's hope that they'll germinate in a week or so. It is day 8, and as you can see, not a lot has changed. The only thing that actually changed in those past 4 days is that some of the kernels, or some of the seeds, have mold on top. You can see a bit of mold right here around same goes for this one's. Back here, you can see it a bit better. Nasty. So that's not a good sign. I've been airing it out quite a lot, so that should be fine, and those seeds shouldn't be dead yet just by the mold, but I assume that they won't germinate anymore. But I'll give them another week or so. So it is day 12, and I actually have given up a bit already because most of the seeds do have mold on them. I can show you real quick. You can see the moldy spores everywhere, and I assume the reason is because they haven't been cleaned properly before. I should have done that a bit more thoroughly, but I didn't think about it. So I guess most of them won't produce anything, and I thought I was done at this point, but then I saw this little guy here. And here we have, I think, one of the pablonas, and it actually germinated. So I still have some hope left, and I really hope that more than one will germinate, and especially the pablonas because the seeds look the best. So let's see and wait a couple days and see if a bit more germinate. So it is 2 days later, and as you can see, nothing else has germinated. The only one is this small poblano in the back here. What does that mean? First of all, I think I should have washed the seeds a bit more, so it could be that some of them wanted to germinate but had mold and fungi on them before they could. So it could be that I actually wrecked most of the seeds because I didn't clean them enough. But I also think because only one out of maybe even 100 seeds germinated, I assume that they've been handled over 43 degrees Celsius, so they've been dried over 43 degrees Celsius. That's when cell damage starts in the young seeds. So I assume that this lucky bugger here just survived on a whim, and it's not growing that fast right now. It's still small. Even like 2 days ago it was basically almost the same size, but I'm hoping that it will turn out a bit bigger. I'll keep it. I'll probably dump the other ones, maybe let them stay for another 2 days. But if you want to try that yourself, you could definitely try it. As you can see, sometimes it does work, but clean the seeds a bit more thoroughly and just be patient. Ventilate enough so not a lot of mold and not a lot of fungi can just spread on the seeds, and you might get lucky. And this is just from like one company, so it could be that different companies just dry their chili peppers differently. So I think you might get lucky with some other varieties, some other companies. Just try it out. It's a lot of fun, especially now during wintertime, and you don't have anything else to do anyways, especially in the garden. So try it out, have fun with it, and see you next time. Thanks for watching.